Change out the burned little bolts, you know, and bringing them into the drugstore to test them on a little test pallet. And now,
great.
I mean, look at what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I'm really really amazed at it. I would go so far as to say most of my music, and especially King Crimson music, would not really exist as it is if there hadn't been all this technology. If you look at the 1981 King Crimson, which is when I joined it, this record right here, Tony Levin was playing something called a Chapman stick, no one ever played, new technology. Bill Bruford played electronic drums, no one ever done that. I was the first person I knew who had guitar synthesizer, Robert got one too, two guys doing that. So you have basically four monkeys in a room with, you know, a bunch of new bones and sticks, and eventually you're going to come up with something.
With a lot more chimpanzees in the audience going, jumping up and down and applauding.
And that wouldn't happen without it. Otherwise, we would be back to doing a more straightforward version of, you know, songwriting and things. And
chord progressions.
Yeah, chord progressions and, you know, the type of production that you would expect.
I love the energy of rock and roll, and I love the jazz players' ability to hear. They really listen to each other's playing, and they're sophisticated, very sophisticated harmonically about what's going on. I love that. And classical players, I love the devotion to what's really the best in music, the best of all time. So a typical classical player grows up with the best of the Beethoven and the best of Brahms and stuff. And the dark side of it is classical players, like myself when I did it, can get kind of snobbish and even look down at the lesser symphonies of Beethoven, say, let alone the humble symphonies of someone who's alive now. Yes, so even in classical I get tired of that kind of attitude, but I do try to, I guess I don't really think about it all the time, but if I'm playing rock, I would like it to be, if I'm making a record, I would like it to be classic, quote unquote, in a way that whether it fits into this year's what's happening sonically or not, that 10 years from now it'll still sound really good. In a way, that's something I got from classical.
Well, you talked about what's sonically sounding good right now. I've lost track, for both you and Adrian, how many people you've collaborated with in your careers, because the lists go on, and it's a wonderful gift in both directions, isn't it? I mean, I got to see some of the liquid tension experiment stuff that you did with Portnoy and Petrucci, and it's mind-blowing stuff. But, you know, they were born in 1967.